YouTube faithful, what's going on? It is Thursday, Throwback Thursday. Today we have 3 NBA playoff games and a whole bunch of MLB games. I'm going to give you my favorite picks and tricks in just a few moments, but before I do, I gotta remind you guys that yesterday was total poverty, and that was because the Warriors game lost Jimmy Butler in the first 8 minutes of play, totally changing the dynamics. Curry was never gonna be a top scorer without a number 2 on the team. It's just the defense was gonna be too tight, which is why he had 9+ assists, and then Sengun turned into a glass cleaner, laid off the scoring because Jalen Green dropped well over 35 points. Those are things that are just going to happen. But Franz Wagner, the play of the day, smashed, so there is some highlights. Tyler Hero, respected coin. If you would have just kept it at Donnie Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Davion Mitchell, Banchero, and Franz Wagner, you could have had a 10x right there. It was that simple. All points. Sometimes it's going to be that simple. Throw in Derek White's PRA or Jaylen Brown's 3 points made, and then you had it made. But anyways, that is yesterday. We move on today. This video is going to be a little bit different. It's early. It's like 6 in the morning. I have a dentist appointment coming up, so I have to leave very soon, so I needed to get this out bright and early. I've been up just finished my research, so let's get this done. Go ahead and like the video. It really helps out. Subscribe if you're not already, and without further ado, let's talk about today. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing $500 US on a lineup right here and now, and it's not going to be going for 25x or 10x. I'm looking for 4 to 5 times my investment, so $2,500 to $2,000 return. That is the goal, which means we're going to focus on high probability, low variance picks today, and that is what you're going to see over here. So the first person that I'm going to talk about today is Jalen Brunson, 22.5 points. We're going all the way down to Gobby Town. Okay, you got 23.5. Where's the 22.5? There it is. Now, I've been running simulations all morning, and Jalen Brunson exceeds 22.5 points 68% of the time when you add all the numbers and splash them together for this particular game environment while he's on the road playing this tough Detroit team. Point blank, they're a tough team. Now, I think Brunson has upside tonight of around 30. Absolutely. But so does PrizePicks. 23, 24, 26. His normal line at 29.5. Now, if this was regular season, I'd be taking under on this all day long. But I can't do it now because Jalen Brunson is going to be playing 38 to 40 minutes if it's a close game, as we saw in game 1 and 2. So let's go over here to Pick Finder, and we can look at Jalen Brunson real quick. We will come back to the Joker. He's going to be the focal point. But you could see Jalen Brunson, 29.5 points. It's nowhere near going to be there except for the playoffs. But 22.5, look at the range of outcomes. When we look at these numbers, we're looking to see what his lowest range is and his highest range is, floor and ceiling. If we click over to similar players, 9 of 38 have hit the over, 22.5. Like I said, they're a tough defense. And then if we go over to the shooting, you can see Brunson's best efficient shot is inside the paint and mid-range jumpers, okay? And then the opponent, look at this. They're tough in the paint, but they are terrible right here. They're terrible here, and Brunson's elite there. So that is what we are going to be looking for. They're also a little bit weak on the perimeter here, but this is where Brunson feasts. And this is where they give up points. The paint is bad, but this is what I'm looking for. This negates it, in my opinion. So with that, you combine that with the range of outcomes, the floor and ceiling, and bada bing, bada boom, 22.5 points. We're going with it, okay? I have this hitting, I think, 67 to 68% of the times when you run it 10,000 times. And that is enough for me to go ahead and take more. So that is going to be leg number 1, okay? I know it's not sexy because it doesn't pay a lot. If you want to go up, I would cap it at 24.5. Now, like I'm telling you, I think Brunson can drop 30. He does have that upside. Problem is, you see the way the playoffs have been going. I'm trying to be conservative. I'm betting high unit today, and that is that. Now, the next person is going to be none other than Cade Cunningham. We're going to be taking him over his Goblin PRA at 39.5 or his 22.5 points at home. Or you could take his 24. I think you could go as high as 24.5 points for him at home. But look at the difference. This pays 1.4. This pays 1.5. Why Why would you do that? There's no way. You would stick with this one, or you could go as high as the 26.5, which also, look at this, pays 1.8x. I think that is a fair projection for him. But if you look at the PRA, 39.5, it's 1.6x. So you have options. You can take this one, but honestly, I think you could go as high as 26.5. That puts you more in the lines of a double up. 2x, for example, if you bet 500, you would win 900. This is elite. 26.5 points for Cunningham is solid. But I'm going to let you make that decision. So for now, I'm just going to talk about his 22.5 points, which hits the over in my data simulation 68% of the time. Okay, I'm trying to find that 70% benchmark. None of these ever get to 70%, but 68% is good enough for me. He hits it 68% of the time. That still leaves 32% of the time where we're eating chalk on the prop, but it is okay for me. I'm fine with that. Now, his usage rate, which is how many times the ball's in his hands, is over 32%. Cade Cunningham is on the court, big minutes. He's averaging 25 points per game with 33 and then 18 in game 1 and 2, which is why these range of outcomes are so wide. But let's go over to Pick Finder and see what we find. And while I'm looking for Cade Cunningham, don't forget, if you use code CRUSH on Pick Finder, you get 10% off for life, not just for the first month. All their packages, 10% off for life. Lock it in. The link's in the description. The tool is worth its weight in gold. I use it every single day in tandem with my own tools. It's just how it is. So let's go down here to 22.5. Remember, we're looking for range of outcomes. We see floor at 11, we see a floor at 21, and everything else we see green, baby, green. 24, 35, 36, 33, a lot of 30s. Playoff situation at home. Let's go ahead and call his true ceiling right now for these games 28, man. I would say 28 to 30 is a true ceiling, maybe even 30 flat. Look at this. 33, 36, 36, 35. Okay? The defense is going to be tight and stingy. I will give you that. But let's look at the shooting percentages. You can see Cade is best, just like Brunson, paint and in the jump shot mid-range area. And look at where Detroit is weakest, right here where Cade is strongest. You put those two things together and you get points, in my opinion. So I am going to be taking Cade 22.5 points, and I believe that you can go as high as 26.5 and get you that crispy 1.8x. Okay, which is turning 500 into 900. You pretty much are getting a 2x double up. Now, some people may scoff, but if you're betting high units, $400 profit is nothing to sneeze at, buddy. So keep that in mind. So these are my two from this game. Now, there's going to be a lot of other role players and a lot of other plays you could go to. For this video, I'm keeping it short, simple, and sweet. I may do role players and other like 2v2s and 1v1 game stacks over on the live stream today at 5:30 Central, which you can get into the live stream today at 5:30 Central by going to CaptainCrush.net. You go down to the gold package. I do have that promotion going on for you guys right now via MLB, the code. You click subscribe under the gold package. New members, promo code MLB, all caps, apply. You get $10 off your first month. There you go. Right there, you'll get my lineups, my projection tools, the data models, access to the community slips, the Discord chat, and access to the live streams and a daily prop list each and every day. So get in before this code expires, which it expires Saturday. And we will cover some MLB before I close this channel, and you can see what that's about because I do cover MLB and NBA right now and PGA in my Discord server, okay? We don't win every day. Like yesterday was tough sledding. Even for you saw on the YouTube, it was tough sledding, but the play of the day cashed. The MLB hitters didn't cashed in the end, but the early MLB did cash. So it was about 50-50. So let's go, keep going. We got a couple more to get through. And I teased it early, but Jokic, the Joker. I don't care. On the road, long hair, don't care. I'm going with Joker, and I don't think you need to take a Goblin today because his point line is 26.5. It's going to be tight defense, but check it out. He scored 29 points in game 1, 26 points in game 2, and he missed a whole bunch of free throws in game 2 and played extremely passive in the first quarter, which is why they lost. He's playing big minutes. Okay, he should be playing 38 to 40 minimum. On top of that, they're going on the road, and he knows if they lose this game, it's bye-bye Charlie Brown. I fully expect us to get a vintage Joker performance tonight. He was all over the court. He played sloppy. He turned it over, but he got his assist. He got his rebounds. He got it on the board. I mean, he almost had 30 points regardless. We call it sloppy, but the man had 10 dimes, 10 rebounds, and almost 30 points, and he had over 10 and 10 for the rebounds assist. The dude's a legend. He is the best player in the NBA. There's no doubt in my mind. Even though I believe Alexander is the MVP on his team, and in the league because of the way he's focused his team around. But Joker is the best player in the league. There's no doubt about it. Nobody does what this guy can do. And we need a vintage, Michael Cole-esque vintage Joker performance tonight. We're begging you. So, can you take 26.5 points? Absolutely. What would be the range of outcomes to go high and low? Well, I think 23.5 is going to reduce your sweat a little bit, but I think you could go as high as 24.5. That would get you the 2.5x. But check this out too, something I was tinkering with. His PRA at 44.5. If they do decide to make sure he's going to face pressure all night long and they're going to be in his face, they're going to clog the paint, they're going to stop Joker, laugh, no one stops Joker, then you could think he's going to assist a little bit more than score, which you could take his Goblin PRA, or you could go down here to his Goblin assist, if I can find it, at 7.5. I don't think there's a lot of worlds where he doesn't get 7.5 assists, folks. I think 9.5 assists for Joker is great. This is how this works. You can't just be like, what are the picks? Listen, you have to think this through, man, because this is difficult. If you think the Clippers are going to focus on shutting Joker down to score, this is the move right here. The 9.5 assists and the 7.5 assists. This would be the move. If you think, nah, Cap, forget all that. Joker's going yarn because he knows that if they lose, it's game over, then you'd want to look at the 29.5 points assist. I think this is the best. Honestly, 29.5 points assist for Joker. That could possibly be the best play on the board other than Brunson at 22.5 points. I really, really do think that, okay? I'm not kidding. You could just look at his points if you think he's going to carry them on his back. Look at this. As low as 20.5. Joker, 20.5 points. If he doesn't get 21 points tonight, I don't ever want to hear him being in the MVP race for this game. Now, that doesn't mean he's not the best player in the world, because he is, but I don't want to hear him in the MVP race for tonight if he can't get 21 points in this game, okay? However, me personally, I think I'm going right here at the 26.5, and the chips are just going to fall where they may. I'm telling you right now. Giving you the range of outcomes, let's go to Pick Finder and check it out. First, we're going to look at his assists, 9.5. Look at that. Look at all that green. Look at the range of outcomes. Let's flip it over to LAC. Look at this. He's gone over 9.5 assists. 6 of 10 here, man. 60% of the time against the Clippers. You can see similar players, 1 of 32. There is no similar player that plays at center that's like Joker. Let's be honest. Let's go over to points. 13 games versus the Clippers in the last 2 years. You could see he hasn't really gone over too much, right? Wrong. 60% of the time. He hooked here. He missed his free throws. He played 43 minutes. You give me Joker at 43 minutes and I'm taking his points. And I know I said that about Curry yesterday at 25.5 points, but listen, Butler got injured 8 minutes in. That threw the whole game. If I knew Butler was out of the mix, I'm not touching Curry last night. I just wouldn't. Not his points anyways, because Butler is the strong number 2 that completes the team. All right. Curry's not somebody that's just going to put the team on his back and drop 35 in a winning performance by himself. Their team's not strong enough. Joker can do those type of things. Okay. He's a different breed. Curry's at the tail end of his career. Let's be honest here. Okay. But shooting, look where Joker thrives. Mid-range, paint. Look at the opponent's defense. They're tough all over. What, you thought there was going to be green over here? The Clippers are tough D, just like my Thunder. So you have to factor that into the mix. The thing is they're weakest on these two, and Joker has a little bit of a three-point opportunity. He's not afraid to take the threes. You've seen it. You saw him try to take the game-tying 3 last game in game 2. It didn't work out. So it is what it is. If we go down here to 20.5 points, he doesn't miss. I mean, this is crazy. Last 5, 80%. Last 10, 90%. 15, 70%. 20, 25. He's gone over 20.5 points 80% of the time. And then his points assist at 36.5. You can see it right there. There it is. 26 and 10, 41. I mean, vintage Joker. That's 36.5 points assist. If you bump it down to 29.5, which is what the Gabi is, again, 80% hit rate, 90%, 69, 80%, which is why PrizePicks puts it there. They give you the 80%ers. So these are your options for Joker. Okay, you got Brunson, Cunningham, and Joker. And then the last person I want to talk about is Kawhi Leonard. Now, this is going to be Kawhi Leonard at home. We got vintage Kawhi loading, I hope. He just went off. I don't care. I'm going to give you the caveat. I do think Harden has a big game today. He just sold everyone, and I know he's going to bounce back today. But what I like for Kawhi is, I'm not going to give deep analytics on this because I got to get going. 35.5 PRA is good, but I think 25.5 points is better, okay? I'm going with Kawhi Leonard. 25.5 points. I love this lineup right here. This pays 5.5x, and if I flex it, I can still make $2,000 and get a little bit back if one of them decides to sell. I think this is the key right here. We add in a little bit of MLB and we're good to go. Now for James Harden, you can see his 36.5 PRA, his points. I like it all. I think James Harden is going to bounce back. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet, but I'm definitely picking Kawhi Leonard. I'll spare you the analysis on Kawhi Leonard, but all you have to know is he's playing at home. They want to win this game. If they win this game, they have massive advantage because they have another home game coming up. They can go up 3-1, and then it's bye-bye Denver. You understand? So don't forget about him. Don't forget about Daddy Zubox. He can literally bounce back and grab those points, especially at home. What I would take for Zubox is 17.5 points if I was going to, or my favorite 14.5 point Goblin for Zubac. If you were to do this number right here, you could flex it and get 4x. If you powered it, you could get 5x. So 5, 8x, $4,000. I will put this lineup in today on my live stream. I'm going to place it in. You will see it in the Discord. It'll be posted there with the link. Let's take a look at MLB real quick before I wrap this thing up. Okay, guys, so I want to close with MLB. I'm showing off my crushed bats model system. I have one for pitchers and one for hitters. This one's almost done. It's in beta right now. I'll have it done by early May. It's going to be available for Discord members that have the gold package, okay? And I will have a few of you beta test it, don't worry. So you put in the prop line you're looking for, Goblin, Demon, whatever, and then you click simulate. What this does is it takes all the data and then calculates it against my algorithm, simulates it 10,000 times, and gives us a result. So strikeouts for Mackenzie Gore, 7.6, earned runs 1.9, hits allowed 4, walks 1.5. The innings pitch shows 5, but again, it's in beta. I'm still working the kinks out for that. It's very hard to simulate and predict innings pitched, which would lead us to pitching out, so disregard that. But he's going over 6.5 Ks 62% of the time, 56% of the time he goes over 1.5 earned runs, and 3.5 hits allowed, he goes over 59% of the time, and walks 43% of the time. So we would use this tool to find the best Goblin he has, 6.5 Ks, 62% probability. That is the one you'd want to take, okay? It's that simple. Nothing fancy, just straight up data. If you like simulators and you like data, this is going to be awesome for you. It has all the pictures here today that are going to be there. It automatically populates. And again, I'm still tinkering on it, so cut me a break the way it looks. I'm a one-man show. I'm doing this by myself. I know just enough to code to make something like this, and then I need a little bit more help. So if you do know how to code and program, or you're efficient at UI, let me know. Send me that email, guys. I want to talk to you. But as you can see, it simulates 10,000 times, so it'll give you a different number, but it's all going to be right around the same parameters, okay? 7, 4, 1. It's just going to be a few decimal points. So that's that. Now, guys, I do appreciate you tuning in. I know yesterday was tough sledding. I feel bad. The video wasn't good. The picks were poverty. They didn't hit. A couple of them did. Franz Wagner, the two-man with Curry, 19.5, and Franz Wagner's points. That hit, but we've been on a heater, and, you know, these playoffs have been tough. Once Butler got ruled out, it's all she wrote. But guys, I got a dentist appointment. I'm actually gonna be late to it. My wife is gonna kill me, so Crush has got to get going. I do appreciate you tuning in, and as we're doing that, they removed Leonard out of our lineup. What are you gonna do? Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests, and as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.